Good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here. Hold on, I am still trying to get the GoToMeeting webinar going here, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to come up. Oh, there we go. All right, good morning, everyone. Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulty here getting things to work, but we're all here. Paul McMahon here with Forex Smart Trade. It is the Thursday, December 23rd. So glad you could be here with us at Forex Smart Trade. Our goal is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by teaching you how to successfully currency trade with our proprietary indicators. And we supplement that with personalized one-on-one training, which we think is the most effective and efficient way to learn how to currency trade. And we do these live trading webinars, one as a bit of a teaching moment, and two, so that you can see how accurate and easy the tools are to use for yourself. There are over a dozen different signals that you could trade with. Typically during the training, we find one that resonates with you and then create a trade plan around it. The two signals I will be using are something called the 10-point trade, where we are trying to get basically the lines on the chart to all line up. And then another called the thick orange line trade, which is a little scalp trade that tries to get a little bounce at the top of the hour. So with that, let us get going. And we first need to listen to this guy.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
I don't like that guy, but we need to listen to him. Another great part of our program is that we do these live trades. When you're a light, you get access to what's in the yellow. And tonight there is tonight's Thursday. So tonight at 10 p.m. there's another coaching session. When you're a full member, though, we do a trade in the morning at 10 a.m. It's typically a little scalp trade. We do a trade in the evening at 10 p.m., which is typically a longer-term trade. On Sunday, or after market opens, we do a trade. And then there is an extra paid session at 8 p.m. With the On It with Dale. Dale he was trained by Kevin Jones Sr., so he's quite knowledgeable. He's been around the indicators a long time, and he is a person who took an account from $2,000 to over $1 million. So he knows what he's doing. With that, I work off of a little trade routine. I first make sure that everything is up and working, and this morning I was having issues getting my green charts working. So hopefully they'll be okay while we do our trades. good practice is always every day to review what you did the previous day. The goal is small 1% improvements. If we can get 1% better every day, that in the long term, that compounds upon itself and it makes big gains. This week, we've had a good week so far on our trades. On Monday, I think we found a thick orange line trade for 5 pips. And on Tuesday, we took a 10-point trade for 9 pips on the NZD JPY, and both closed. Actually, this ran quite a bit, so we could have done more there. But don't focus on what you could have and didn't get. Focus on what you did get. So far, we're doing very well. So with that, we are technical traders. As we are technical traders, we want to, which means we are trading based on the price movement, and that's what our indicators are very good at predicting. But we need to know what news items are there, because news impacts currency. And to do that, we go to forexfactory.com, and it breaks news, currency-related news items into low impact, which are yellow, medium impact, which is orange, and high impact, which is red. And today we have a couple high impact things coming up at 8:30, which is within 2 hours of where we're at on the Canadian dollar and on the USD. We also have 2 orange things. So we've got a red and 2 orange things. So we need to be kind of careful on what we do with the USD this morning. And my guess is that whatever the effect of this will be, and we don't try to predict what the effect will be. Those are fundamental traders. It's going to be a little exaggerated today because there's less traders trading. So when there's a smaller pool trading, when they trade, it will have a bigger impact. So we need to be careful about the USD. So with that, let us go and start our analysis and see what we come up with. This chart, the light 6 major, which is one of the standard layouts, I call it the composite chart. It has 6 different currency pairs. This first chart has all US-based pairs on a 1-hour candle. So for the 10-point trade, we start with the middle section of the chart, the majors and minors, we call it. The red and green line are the major indicators. The black and gray are the minor indicators. Horizontal blue line is the overbought line. Horizontal red line is the oversold line, and we are looking for situations where we are overbought or oversold. And so when the lines are above the blue line, they are overbought. When the market's overbought, that becomes a good selling opportunity. Likewise, when the lines are oversold, that becomes a good buying opportunity. And the time to buy is when we see all of the lines pointing down, overbought and pointing down, or oversold and pointing up. And then we are going to try to ride the price movement through the channel. So right now we are on the Australian USD, we are overbought and going sideways. So we are that is not a good signal. We want them pointing down. Euro USD, my favorite pair. We are in the middle of the channel, a little bit more than halfway, so we are going to pass. See, had we caught it down here, we could have gotten this ride through here, which is, I don't know, 32, it's at least 10 pips, a little bit more than 10 pips there. Pound USD, overbought. Minors are starting to come down slightly. Majors are sideways. So we're going to pass. USD Canadian dollar, oversold. Minors or majors are going up, and minors are are kind of going sideways. You could technically call this an up, but it's more of a sideways to me, and I don't like to trade on a sideways. I want everybody in agreement, and this isn't strong enough agreement. Plus, we're going to be a little more careful this morning because this is one of the items. Both of these have got news items related to them, so we're going to hold off and see if we find something better. USD CHF, we're just approaching the overbought line. Major, the green line it's starting to turn to go back up, so we're going to leave this. USD JPY, we are overbought. Majors are coming down. Minors are actually already gone through the channel and are on the other side. On this signal, that is okay to me. I want all the lines to point to the same direction, but I'm interested in what the majors are doing. So the majors are pointing down, and they're just entering the channel. And then I've got the double cross, and the double cross is the red line has come over the green line on the majors, and the black line has come over the gray line on the minors. So the black line has been over for quite a while here. So I've got 3 points here. 1 point that we're overbought, 2 points that everybody's pointing down, and 3 points I've got the double cross where the green is on top and the black's on top. Only thing I don't like about this, well, there's a thing I like and a thing I don't like. If you follow this line, this is less steep, this section of the line, the green line I'm talking about. It's less steep, it becomes less steep here, and it becomes more steep here. So the more steep I like. However, I like this to even be more steep than what it is. But it is going down, so I've got the setup of the signal here. When I see the setup of the signal here, I go to the TNTs, and I count how many of the lines are telling me sell. So the one orange is coming down. When orange comes down, that means sell, but then orange is coming down. Thick orange is flat, so that's not counting as a sell. And the two blue lines are going up. The blue lines are inversely related, so when blue goes up, that means sell. So I've got 3 of the 4 telling me sell here. 3 of the 4 telling me sell. And when I have 3 of the 4 here telling me what's consistent that I'm seeing here, then I'm going to go down to my pressure. Each of these sections is measuring something different. So when I'm getting agreement across all 3 sections, that increases the accuracy of my trade. And it's all about being accurate. So we've got up pressure here with the red line on top. I want the lines either pointing down for down pressure to be consistent with this, or I want the line to have the red line on top. And I have the red line on top, and the green line, which we don't actually use in the calculation, but the green line has gone from more steep to less steep. So I like that. So it's starting to roll. So here we have 7 points. 1 point for the pressure, 3 points for the majors and minors, and 3 points for the TNTs. My one hesitancy is that we've got news coming up on this within 2 hours. So I am going to write this down, and I want to see if we find something better. If we don't find something better, we'll extend our analysis. There's a couple more things we need to look at, but we do have the initial setup here. So let's, I don't know if you've noticed, but they've changed the way you used to be able to open up charts by just clicking indicator here. That only opens up the first one. So now you've got to go click duplicate to open up a new chart. So we're going to go to major 2. Don't save. and it's been a little slow. There we go. And I don't open them all up beforehand because sometimes when I have them all open, it causes a freezing. At least on my processor, it does. In fact, let me just Control Alt Delete. Oops. I want to just see how much CPU we're using. See, we're at 100. That's why it's making it go a little slow. I recently increased my, went from an i5 to an i7, and we're still getting that little bit of a lag. So we're at 80, 90. It should still be working well at 80. Reason I pop this up is when I have this issue, I do send it into the office so they can troubleshoot. Where are we at? We're at the 17-minute mark. I also like to tell them where they can find what the issue is. Well, maybe the Forex gods are telling us they don't want us to trade this morning. They're preventing us from being able to look at the chart to figure out what's up. All right. Given that we're using up our time, we're going to just do a more detailed analysis of this trade right here, USD JPY, but I am kind of leaning against it because we've got news coming up. But let's take a look. So the next thing I want to do is I want to look at a full chart. I want to look at a full chart of the USD JPY. So here I've got a full chart of the Euro USD. And by a full chart, I mean I've got 6 different time periods on here. Here's a 2-minute, a 30-minute, a 1 hour, a 2 hour, a 4 hour, and a day. I want to look and see what the setup is on the 2 hour and the 4 hour. So we are going to USD JPY. Well, I apologize. Let's see if a different browser makes a difference. All right, we wanted to go see and we want to see USD JPY. All right. So here was the initial signal we were looking at. We got 3 points here. Everybody's coming down. 3 points here. 2 blue lines going up, orange coming down, and on the pressure, red's on top. And I like the green line that is separating. So we'll get 7 points here. So what I do is I go to the 2 hour, and I want to see that we are overbought. It doesn't have to be coming down, so this is consistent with what we're seeing here. So this is a positive, but I want to basically see that we're overbought. So if there's something wrong with this signal, that will pick it up on the 2 hour and also on the 4 hour. Here on the 4 hour, I'm not quite as happy with this. I'd prefer to see the red, the white, and the majors actually overbought They are just reaching the overbought. I'd rather see them in the overbought. Even if they're going up, they're going to turn. The miners here have already turned, so that's good. On the pressure on the 2-hour, we do have up pressure. The lines are converging. They're getting closer, so that's okay. So in another 2 hours, we would see something like this where the red line would eventually cross. And here we actually have the green on top, or the red on top, and it's going sideways. All right, I am going to add another piece of information here. What I want to do is I want to see where the support and resistance is and what the trend is. So let us open up a new chart. Duplicate this. And we are going to and now I am going to just change this to the USD JPY. I want to pull this together. Support and resistance are spots where are spots where the candles seem to naturally stop. And I want to know where those lines are because that'll help me figure out how many pips I want to take. So I'm just going to drop a line in here, and then I'm going to kind of move it up to where we're around where we're trading. All right, it seems to stop in here, in here, in here, in here, in here. On a 1 hour chart on the Euro USD, these tend to be about 30 pips apart. Okay, right in here a little bit, in here, here, and here. Let's get one below and one above. So like right here, here, in here, over here, and let's put one more up above here. Right in here, in here, in here, over here. So now that I've got this, let's pull it back out, and it looks, we have been trading, we're trading into an up market, trading into an up trend. And what kind of trade were we looking at? We're looking at a sell. Looking at a sell. So we're taking a sell trade and a buy trend. So I would take less pips than I normally would because we're trading against the trend. And let's make this so we can see it a little better. Increase the size. And then I want to know how many pips I have. 4 pips up and 17 pips down. 4 pips up and 17 pips down. So that gives me the limits of how many pips I can take. I'm not going to take more than 17, but I'm not even going to try to take the 17 because we are trading against the trend. And did the candle already change on us? Or we took too long? Let's see here. All right, we're going to pass on this. We're going to pass on this. I don't, for a number of reasons. I don't like what we're seeing. I don't like how it changed after the hour changed. And again, we've got a news item coming up within 2 hours. So the issue is that it's tempting to want to take a trade, but the rule is, or at least my rule is, I don't want to be taking a trade within 2 hours of a news item. So we're stuck there. We did go through the exercise of the analysis. So no trade this morning. Have a terrific Christmas, and we will reconvene again on Monday evening. Let's see if there's any questions here. Looks like there are. Yeah, I agree, Robert. John is pointing out last evening. Normally, for you new traders, the new day starts at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and the new trading day. And usually, when the new trading day starts, the brokers increase the spread so that they can do their accounting. So normally on, say, a Euro USD trade, the spread might be 2 or 3 points. They used to bring it up to 2 or 3 pips, which is a lot. And I don't know, lately, the last month or so, they've been bringing it up to 10 to 20 pips. So if the spread is 20 pips, you got to make 20 pips just to break even. So obviously, you want to look and see what that spread is before you take the trade, because you don't want to take a trade. And normally, they increase the spread for that first 30 minutes and then start bringing it down. So usually I'll take the trade when the spread comes back down. And sometimes that would be 30 minutes into it. So if it's 30 minutes into it, I'd have the trade figured out by 5:45 and send it out. Recently, it's been taking the full hour before they bring the spread down. And last night, they didn't bring the spread down at all, or at least while I was watching, the spread didn't come down. It was okay for last night because what we ended up doing is we took a pending buy stop because we were sitting under a resistance line. So it needed to break that resistance line. And my thought was, by the time it did break that resistance line, the spread would have come back down. So it would have been a safe trade to take. So you need to take a look and see what the spread is when you are taking the trade. So normally on a Euro USD trade, it's 1 to 3 points, not pips, but points. But when that spread increases, you want to hold off because you have to give too much of a share of the profit to the broker. But thank you for pointing that out, John. And then when you trade some of the other like non-US currency pairs, sometimes the spreads are larger. So again, you need to take that into account when you're trading, because if you're going for a little scalp trade, because of the risk involved, if you've got to pay 2 pips, if the spread is 2 pips, that means you've got to make 2 pips before you get to break even, and you're taking a 5 pip trade. You're only, unless you're really sure about the trade, you're taking too much risk for the amount that you're going to make. All right, gang. Have a terrific Christmas. We will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.